Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the community boards. Grab a seat, get ready, and we're going to start the show here in just a few. So get ready. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Saturday night's community boards. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. I'm going to post the link if you'd like to join us tonight. I hope you can see it there. Let me make a banner for it too here. Give me just a minute. Here is the StreamYard link. Let's see if we did that right. If you'd like to join us, there you go. All you got to do is put that in and you'll be able to join us in-house if you would like to. All right. So let's get going here. I also posted it. So if you want to see it, you can see it. Hello, Joanne. How are you? How are you? We don't want that big thing there all night, do we? Okay. So I will post the link, which I just did. I'll post it again. And there it is if you would like to join us tonight. So interesting evening tonight or afternoon. We actually put in 2 huge Mission Oak china cabinets. And I am telling you, they are just huge. I don't know how John and I got them out of the trailer. They've been in there since last September. They weighed oh my God, they were so heavy. When I get everything set up, I will show you guys where they're at and you just wouldn't believe it. They're super huge. They're going to work out really nice, but that was really difficult to put those in, but they're in. So I can't wait to show you guys. I'd show you now, but I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to. I've got everything set up. Maybe we'll do it Monday. Yes, from Ken's, Serena, from Ken's. Hello. So let's see. Hi, Russell. Hi, Joanne. Good evening, John. That is our StreamYard link right there if you are wanting to join me tonight. So anyway, we got the cupboards in and then we didn't have time for supper tonight. So we went down to McDonald's and we hadn't been there in like, I don't know, a blue moon. Let's put it that way. I could not believe the portion sizes. It was like total shock to me, the portion sizes. I mean, the chicken McNuggets looked like they were just little potato chips. And the fish fillet, it was all bun. I'm like, where did the fish go? I feel like where's the beef? Remember that from Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? Hi, Lori. Serena saw those cupboards. Those were huge. And John and I did it by ourselves. Oh my God. I will probably not be able to move tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Sean. So what else is new with everybody this evening? Let me know and we will talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and do some last minute changes to my display here. So it was a very kind of wild afternoon. Okay, I see Russell. Russell's in the house. Katina, I see you too. It says you're not connected. Make sure if you want to join us tonight that you actually put your camera horizontal and that you make sure you have on your end, you have your device muted or whatever. It just has to be horizontal. You have to have good light. Hi, Dana. Hi, Debbie. So, and then, okay, so that's what we did tonight. I have to say this last week was very, very exciting. We had the best community board participation we have ever had. Last Saturday, it was so awesome. I had more views than I've ever had. The sale with George on Thursday night We had attendance of over 250 in the room at one time. It was just awesome. I want to thank everybody for joining us this week. Next week, we are going to go to the storage units. That's why we emptied our trailer. So, excuse me. So I don't know exactly when we're going to be there, but we will definitely be at the storage units, and we will probably have a sale right out of the storage units. Look at you in the big city. Yes, it's evening. You know, this was funny, Matt, because when we were on with George the other night, I actually had a backboard ordered that had, because George likes to go to Florida. It had the beach on it and palm trees and lights in the trees. And it was like, I wanted to put that up so bad, but Amazon, their truck broke down and I didn't get to do it. It was a bummer. But tonight, yes, we're in the big city. All right. Russell is in the house. We're going to bring him in. Just a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. The show is for you. So first and foremost, if you have anything that you want to talk about, all you have to do is click that link and you will be able to come in the house. I would enjoy any conversation with you. It would be my pleasure. Whether you agree, disagree, whatever, you're always invited to come in. If you want to sell something, you can sell something. If you want to show us something you found this weekend, anything at all you have to do is click that link and you will enter the studio. So do not be camera shy. When you come in, you will be in the green room. I will see you when your lighting and everything is okay. I give you the thumbs up and you give it back to me. That's when we'll bring you in. So there's no need to be camera shy. All right. So first of all, we're going to continue the logo discussion just a little bit. We're going to go over the cold fire paint. We found out some more stuff this week. The units in Medina we're going to, Rhonda. We'll be there probably Wednesday. Yep. Probably Wednesday. All right. Russell, are you ready? Okay, Russell's ready. We're going to bring him in. Russell has a huge logo collection. He's going to show us some of his special pieces today. And so we're going to bring Russell in. And here we go.
Hello, Heidi. How you doing?
Good. Hi, Russell.
Hey, I have a silly question. Is there a way I can reverse my camera?
Yeah, you can go in the camera settings and it will say face forward or face backward. You want to go back out and try it?
Do you mind if I do that? Because it's hard to show all these logos.
That's fine.
Thank you, Heidi.
Yep. Okay, so he'll be right in. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda helped us when we went to the storage units before. We haven't been there in a year, and we have 560 tubs. I appreciate it, Rhonda. Okay, we're going to bring Russell in. Russell has about 80 logos. He's got some whimsy logos from the 90s. He's got a couple logos he needs help with identifying. And I know we have a bunch of people in-house that will be ready to help us look at those. So we'll give him just a moment, and then we will continue on with our discussion. Does anybody have any questions tonight? If you have a question you want to get started with, go ahead and throw it out there. If you want to come in-house, you can. If you want to ask it in the comment stream, you can. This is your show. So just let us know. Oh, he turned it around. Russell, it looks good. Just let me know. Give me a thumbs up when you want to come in. All right, here he goes. Okay,
sorry, Russell. I just wanted to show some of my logos I have. I didn't pull them all out, but I pulled a few that I really like, and then I have a couple questions on another one if I can.
Sure. So how long have you been collecting these, Russell?
I've been collecting Fenton in general for less than 5 years.
Oh my goodness. And did you start out right away wanting the logos? I mean, was that one of your first pieces?
Well, you got me started in logos.
Okay.
You had a whole bunch of them and you were auctioning them off. And I think I won my first logo from you when I first started, and that's how I started.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this one is not a glass one. This one's actually acrylic.
Cool.
I love that one because that goes with anything in your china cabinet. That's cool.
I'm going to do kind of a sweep, and then I'm going to ask questions on a couple, okay?
That is just fine.
I counted tonight, and I have 87 logos.
Oh, good Lord. Look at that. So personally, what do you like, the oval or the rectangular ones the best, or do you like the odd shaped ones?
I like I'm going to show you the ones I really like here in a second, and then
Okay.
go over that, like such as this one.
Uh-huh.
This is a this is what they call a whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well, you're the professional, you know, but that what I've been told, this is a whimsy, and I was told it was made by Dave Fetty.
Mm-hmm.
I can't prove that, so I don't know, but I know that this is an original. I'm going to move that one out of the way and show you. Then I have this one, and I was told this is a whimsy also. Actually,
Yes.
I was told this was an end of day.
Well, it really is the same thing. It just depends who you talk to about it. Whimsies are usually made with end of day glass. It's like molten glass that they have left over that they mess around with a little bit. That is cool. Did you pick these up in the area here in Michigan?
I did. I was out. I found them in the wild,
Uh-huh.
and I've had them for roughly 3 years. Um,
Wow.
and who knows,
Did you
one day
find them at a flea market, at a garage sale, in an antique store? I'm just
I actually found
curious.
them at an antique store in Michigan.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to say it because
So
I don't want everybody to go to it because I tend to find deals there. You know,
yes. So I love the base on this one. It is really awesome. And does that have like purple on it or black?
it's the camera's messing it up. It's like a blue. It's almost like a cobalt blue. And then it's got that glass grit like in it. I don't know what you call it
Uh-huh.
right here in this.
Oh,
And then
that
this
is
one
really
here
neat.
really has that in it too.
Wow. What a
Um,
find.
and then my wife, I don't know, hopefully you're okay with what I'm going to say here, but my wife looked at this one today and she told me, she goes, Russ, that's a remake. And I don't think it is. And I'm going to ask you guys if it is because she's wanting to throw it away, Heidi, because she don't want remakes. And if somebody could tell us if it is or isn't, that would be.
Um, this one, now it says on the back 2000,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
and it does have the round Fenton sticker. And what makes me think, and somebody please let us know because I am just guessing. I have no idea. I know Mosser makes this jadeite green, but see how the light on the edge is showing through? I don't think Mosser's glass is translucent like that. Does anybody have any ideas about that one? I wish we had a Mosser logo in that green that we could compare it to. We're going to have to look for one and see because Russell, I don't know. I mean, with the back saying 2000, I would think that it is, and that the edges are more clear. But can somebody help us out with this one? Excuse me. Let's see the back again, Russell.
Yes, ma'am. I should have took the sticker off, but I don't, you know.
Yep. I really think it is Fenton. Does anybody have any hints to that one?
And it has a signature on the bottom. The camera won't show it very well, but it's got something where somebody engraved something, and it's got a Fenton logo on it, which is the Fenton logo is a little weird looking to me, but that could be just me, you know, being paranoid.
Yeah, I think you might be on this one. Is the 2000 on there? Is that with a sticker or is that?
It's not a sticker. It looks like it's almost like screen printed or something to that degree.
Yeah. I'm not getting any help from anybody in the audience tonight, but I really do think that being a little, having it's not jade all the way through. Mosser does not have the translucent edge on it. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that is the real deal. And Serena says she thinks it's the real, and so does Sean. He says it might be willow green. I don't know, but I'm
Okay.
sure somebody will get back with us on that one.
That would
That
be
I'd love to see a Monster logo in that same the same color tone, so we could compare them. That would be really interesting.
right.
Um,
Right. We just
so
we're
I have
avid Fenton
go
collectors.
ahead.
We don't. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we're avid Fenton collectors, and you know it's kind of scary nowadays. And we
Mhm.
don't want remakes or our new. We don't want the new Fenton, which is Mosser, in my opinion. And that's just personally my opinion, and that's why I asked. And I apologize for asking like that, but
Yep. Well, I really do think that one, this color might be confusing to us because It is reproduced by Mosser, but it doesn't. It's color all the way to the edge, and this one is not. So I believe that is a Fenton one. But
Okay.
I have a question about your whimsies. In your opinion, what do you think your whimsies are worth?
Um, well, from what I've heard this one here is worth approximately $1,600.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought about selling them, but I haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
I've then I've heard this one here. I've heard this one's right around 1,400,
Okay.
and then I have not gotten a price on this one at all. Nobody's given me.
Yeah.
And this one here, the late Jim Rose, he's is a very avid Fenton collector. Randy sold his stuff. He's the one that told me that the price on
Oh,
that one.
oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remembered him. He lived near us, and he had an extensive collection of just about everything Fenton.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was in it his entire life. Hi, Shirley. Well, that's interesting. Now take us on a tour to see a little bit more of what you have. I'm just curious. Are you looking for any particular color of logo?
No, but I am looking for one of these in cranberry.
Uh-huh.
If somebody, I'm
Okay.
willing to get one. I
Well,
have.
we want to see your logos again.
Okay. Well, this is the logos again. I'm sorry. I'm walking
Uh,
all over here.
I'm wondering if you are looking for any particular color in your logos.
Um, I'd like a square yellow one or topaz as we call it. I don't have one of them. Um, I like them all. I buy every one I see generally.
Okay. I want to. Do you mind if we look at one of those?
No, you tell me which one.
Over on, and now it's my right. It might be your left. The logo on the little stand. It's way in the corner. It's on the opposite corner of where you're looking right now.
No, over here.
Yep.
Here.
Yep. Can we look at that one?
Yeah, I got two of them here. So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So these are ones that I was going to talk about tonight, and they are really neat. Let me take that Rosie off of there. I don't know if this now does this have a Fenton logo on it anywhere that you can see?
it does underneath it. You can't really see it with the camera, but up here in the center, it does. And then on the back of this one, it has a sticker. This
Uh-huh.
one does not.
Those are unusual. You don't find those every day, do you?
No, they're very rare.
I like the stand. I don't think that we actually have that in our collection. Hi, Chu. Um, what in that one is kind of like a flame orange?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and show me again where the logo is on these.
Let's see if I can get it to come up. I don't have my flashlight on here to show you. You can't really see it in there, but it's
So it
right.
is actually underneath it. Okay, this is important, guys, because I'm going to show you how to discover if you have a new one of these. Now they're starting to remake these, unfortunately, but there is an easy way to tell these. And if I can share this page with you, let me see if I can do that. Well, I think I got a better idea here. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. We're going to do a screenshot right in the middle of our display here. So these are the reproduced logos that are on the market now. And you see it's the same mold. You could stay there, Russell. He took off. But you saw where he showed where the logo is. You can see on the newer ones where the logo is. They are actually putting logos on these. They are putting them on the very tip top of the little font there. And you see if it's called a font. I don't know if it is or not. So this is the eggplant that Mosser has. And you see the Fenton logo and you see the 21 next to it. So that depicts that it was made in 2021. The logo's on top instead of underneath. And you see this glossy colored eggplant. This is a reproduction. It's very nice. But I want to show you something. I'm going to share the screen here for a minute because this is kind of important. And this is something you should look for, especially if you're looking. Let me see if I can. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen because I want to show you this. I hope you can see it. Let me make sure. So this is. Can you see that, Russell? I don't know if you can see it or not.
No, I can't. It's covered by the picture of the logo.
Okay, let me try this again. Okay, this is what I want. Hang on just a second. I don't know why it took me there. Okay, maybe I got to take that off first. That might be exactly what I need to do. Okay, let me try this again. Because there is actually one of these on eBay, and if I can get it up here, I'm going to show you. And can you see that on there?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's the wrong one here. Let me do this one. Okay. I don't think, maybe it's not coming up. Well, anyway, that logo is on eBay, and what it says is it's a Fenton logo on eggplant, gift shop exclusive. Now, that's what it says. I wish I could show you the ad. I don't have it pulled up, but if you're looking for it on eBay, you're seeing that eggplant logo, and it says Fenton logo on font, eggplant, gift shop exclusive. Well, that's true. It is a Fenton logo. It has Fenton on it, and it is a gift shop exclusive, but it's not Fenton glass, and it can be very deceiving. And those are the kind of things that are coming up now, and you want to be careful of that. If you want a genuine Fenton logo, you're seeing it right here. These two logos that Russell has, the Fenton logo is underneath, and they are genuine. So that is the way to tell now. They're actually putting Fenton logos on Fenton items from the gift shop. So thanks, Russell. I really appreciate you showing that to us, because it helps us now. We can really determine whether we are getting the real deal or a reproduction.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Serena says, don't apologize. Many feel the same way that you do. Personally, collect more old Fenton than newer. Yes. Well, I like some of the newer pieces or the reproduction pieces, but I just don't want to pay Fenton prices for them. So that is my way of thinking. How much are they asking for it on eBay? They were asking $125 for that particular one, but they accepted a best offer. Is there a legal battle with these companies reproducing? I would love to know if there is. I don't know if there is. I know that Mosser is starting to stamp stuff. That's what I hear anyway. I don't really know for sure, but that's what we were told last week. And just the fact that they're putting a logo. I had heard that the company that bought Fenton out, or that's making the Fenton jewelry, gave permission to the gift shop, but I don't know. We would welcome anybody to come on and let us know that. If the gift shop's watching, we would like to know that too. And you can always come on. All right, show us some more of your logos there. We're enjoying it.
This is one of my plum logos, or this is what I've been told it's plum.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I really like the black ones. I hear that it's not showing up real well, but. And then this is a weird one that I've only seen one of, is a white one. I'm sure you've seen a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have a question from Peggy. Hi, Peggy. Peggy says, if the gift shop and Fenton family authorize it, how can it not be Fenton? It's not. Fenton's no longer in business. It's not Fenton glass. So that's the problem. It's not Fenton art glass. It's Mosser glass. Mosser makes it, and they make it for the gift shop. So it's actually Mosser glass. Let's see what Sarah says. I thought the Fenton glass shop has molds, but has Mosser make the pieces for them. Exactly, Sarah. They do. But it's not Fenton glass. There is a lot of difference in the glass that these companies use. And Fenton glass was just exceptional. Just exceptional. There's a big difference. When we were making some stuff with Mosser items, even if we put them in any kind of temperature at all, they would, a lot of them, we especially we did a dresser dish and the bottom would come right off of them. It's just not the same quality glass. But yes, authorized by Fenton. If I'm remembering the story right, they were permission to use it. Oh, I think somebody's got a phone call. But again, if you know any more details about this, let me know. But it seems like that's what I heard 3 or 4 months ago. There were logo issues. I saw some things popping up on Facebook and concerning shirts and stuff like that. It is a fabulous collection. Okay. Show us what you have in your china cabinet, Russell, and then we'll take off here and we'll talk about some other things.
I was just curious. The only one I wanted to ask if I could find one of these. in cranberry. That's kind of a piece that I've been looking for the whole time.
Uh-huh.
And because I've asked you a million times, but
Have you seen it in cranberry? Is it something that they really did make? I don't even think I've ever seen this piece.
I seen the horn in cranberry in person, and I was dumb and I didn't buy it. Sometimes they say you buy it when you see it,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't, and I wished I would have.
So this is a 3-piece set. You've got the bowl, right? And is there a holder for the horn?
Yes, there is. There's a whole frog inside.
Oh, so I would imagine this piece is hard to find even together because whoever would be selling these might not know that the 3 pieces actually went together.
That's correct. I do agree with that. In the book, it says there's less than 12 made, but
Of this?
yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Has
And they
anybody
sold.
seen this piece before? I'm just wondering. So the frog is crystal and it has just one hole in the center of it.
It actually has a couple holes in the center, but one hole in the dead center and then a couple around the outside of it.
Oh, wow. Okay. You don't have to show us. Oh, there you go. Okay. That's awesome. 1 of 12 made. That is so cool.
And then that's basically it.
Well, show us another one of your prize pieces.
Prize pieces. Well, I love the boxels.
Yes. Why don't you tell us about the boxels? We have a lot of new people that are watching that might not know what they are.
Well, what it is it's a powder underneath there, and then there's a spot there for perfume.
Uh-huh.
I have several. I'm not gonna say I have the biggest collection, but I probably got one of the biggest collections, and every time I see them, I pick them up.
So you got a ribbon on the one. Did you take it to a fair or something?
Yes, I did.
That's pretty cool. Now, you wouldn't think, and I don't know if you guys have ever thought about taking some of your pieces to the fair, but it's kind of a neat experience to take them to the fair, isn't it?
It is. It's scary because you don't know who's handling your piece, and they're not going to be as careful as you are. But
right. Did they actually know at the fair that it was a boxel?
no, most people don't know what it is.
I wondered. Wow. Okay, Russell, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed this.
Thank you for allowing me to be on and let me ask a couple questions. I appreciate that.
I want to ask you one more question. What is your favorite Fenton color?
My favorite Fenton color?
Yes.
And you put me on the spot now.
Most people know right away.
Well, I like it all. That's the problem. I'm going to go with probably the original blue or cranberry.
What do you call the original blue? The blue opal?
This blue.
That blue? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. All right, Russell. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have a wonderful evening. Everybody is saying, Amy wants to know if you could spell that, Boxel.
Yes, B-O. Yeah, I'll look at what I just wrote down because then I know I'm right. B-O-X-T-E-L.
B-O-X-T-E-L. Yep. I did not know what they were until I met Russell. So, well, thank you, Russell.
Thank you, Heidi.
I will talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was interesting. That was really interesting. I love logos myself. They're so cool. We are going to talk about some logos. I am going to show you a few logos from last week. Boxel Boy, I had it wrong. B-O-X-T-E-L. Yes. So we are going to show you some logos that we talked about last week. I'm just going to refresh your memory, and then we're going to talk a little bit about one that was recently up for auction. So I'm going to go ahead and you need a voxel. I'm going to go ahead and let you enjoy these pictures. And let's go ahead and just refresh your memory on some of the pictures that we looked at last week. So these are logos that we were talking about last week that have been altered. They're vintage logos. There's a few more of them. You're going to notice they kind of look like they're pulled up. They're remastered logos, whatever you would like to call them. They are made from vintage. Notice this one here. pay special attention to this one because our next segment is going to be looking at that one. I forgot that I had a picture that close. And there are a few more. And we talked about this last week, and we also talked about how they are looking for these logos to buy to do that. And last week I said, I asked you, please don't sell your rectangular logos right now. You might want that dental logo. It's totally your opinion, but in my opinion, I wouldn't want to destroy a vintage logo. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that down, and we're going to go and talk about something new. We talked about the logos. Okay. So I don't know how you feel about that. We kind of talked about it last week. I got lots and lots of feedback this week, and a lot of you are concerned about it. And what it is, these logos are being compared to whimsies. And we talked about this last week. You saw some whimsies that Russell had. Those were made in the 90s. And those were made when Fenton was making logos, the rectangular logo. And so a lot of times those whimsies aren't made for any purpose. They're not made for profit. They're not made specifically to make one. They're usually made with end of day glass, and it's something that they just do to use up their extra supplies at the end of the day. What we're seeing with these logos is they are taking vintage logos that they don't make anymore, and they're altering their appearance to make them look like whimsies. Now, this might, it might not bother you, but whether it does or whether it doesn't, it's all in your opinion. But you need to be aware. You need to be aware of what these look like, okay? Because just a few months ago, actually on my birthday, I almost bought one of these, and I thought it was a true whimsy. I'm going to show you a picture of it. I'm going to bring it up on the screen, and we are going to talk about it. So here it is. So these are two pictures. Now, we do have an actual whimsy here, and I'm sure you can tell which one that is. What a great collection he had. You're right. Thanks for sharing. All right. So this whimsy right here, I don't know if you can see my, I'm pointing at it. This whimsy right here is an original, as far as I know, this is an original whimsy. This is made at Fenton. And how you can tell is a lot of these were made by Dave Fenton or Dave Fetty, or supposedly made by Dave. Dave would not cut. He would not cut like this one is cut. He would not do that. He would more or less stretch it. It's not like they're going to take that extra step to do this kind of thing or make it look like it's a crown or something, as you can see there. So this is an original logo from the 90s. And this was on Etsy, and I can't remember what they were trying to get for it. $1,100 or $1,200. Which one are you pointing at? The top one. The top one is the real one. See how it was just twisted like Russell's? That is a whimsy. I'm pretty sure that one is the whimsy. Well, I know it is. Now this one is not. And I almost bought this logo. I did not know the difference. So somebody at auction actually paid for this logo $875 plus buyer's premium. And as you can see, looking at it now, it's not the real deal. It's an old logo that has been modified, or however you want to call it. And it was sold as a whimsy. And that's really on the buyer's. That's really the buyer's responsibility to know this and educate yourself. But you see that one. Now, we just showed a picture, and I didn't even see it until I just showed you these. But look, there it is. There is the same top design, which I don't know if that is painted. I don't know what that is. But there it is. And so if you are out and about or on different platforms and you see things like that, If you see it on Etsy, if you see it on eBay, if you see it at an auction, you have to understand that this is, it's not what you're thinking it is. And this price, I mean, I suppose if you were really attached to it, you know, and you just wanted something different for your collection, that's okay. But I certainly hope that the buyer that spent this understands that this was remastered from a vintage logo, and a vintage logo was actually destroyed to do this. And I have no idea if it's going to carry a value ahead in the future or not. I've been doing this for almost 40 years. When I see things like this done, they usually decrease in value pretty darn rapidly. So anyway, any questions about that? What do you think about that? I was at the auction, and seriously, I had another auctioneer bring me some stuff that I had to pick up. So I missed that being sold, but I was thinking of buying that for my birthday present. And I did not know just a few short months ago. And I don't know how many have sold since then around the country and stuff. But what do you think about that? I want to get your take and what you think about that. Do you think it's cool? Do you think that you shouldn't, you know, they can't make these rectangular logos anymore? Maybe they should just leave those alone and, you know, work on the round ones that are being reproduced. I'm curious what you guys think. I'm curious what you think. Let's see what else I wanted to talk about. And if you'd like to join me in-house to discuss it, I welcome any kind of discussion, and I will bring you in. There is the link if you want to come in like Russell did. You don't like it. No repos. It's not cool. It's not cool. I mean, they are destroying something, not only destroying it, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, but you run the risk of really rubbing a collector wrong that thinks it's actually from the 90s, or a newbie who's just starting out and wants to buy something special and gets that, and then somebody tells them no, that's not a whimsy. They should definitely leave the old ones alone. I think they should leave the originals as is. A new one is created, it should be disclosed. Yes, I do too. Peggy said artist interpretation, just like painting. Right. And I would think, yeah, you can consider it that way. But it is the buyer's responsibility to know the difference, because a logo like that should not be holding its value, or a logo like that might be bringing down the value on Russell's, especially when they find out, you know, people have gotten burnt on a few of these and find out, and then they don't want to buy any logos that look whimsy. Now you got yourself questioning my logo. If it's modified, it should be disclosed, right? I think it's tragic. It's like taking a bag and defacing it with art. Who does that? Yeah. Dave Brown said, it worries me that other Fenton pieces could be melted or altered to appear as whimsies. Yeah, that's my thinking too. And this is what happens 10 years down the line or something when people get these. And I don't know what is on the top of that. It looks like paint. If it's paint and it definitely looks like paint on the top, that's not going to last long. And when somebody gets that, even if they believe that it's Fenton, they may not buy another piece because it didn't take, you know, it didn't take the test of time, I guess. But okay, that is that. And that is our lesson on whimsies today. Elizabeth, we have a roving antique dealer on the road today. She is traveling back from an auction. I think she wants to check in. Elizabeth, thumbs up if you are ready. We'll see if she is. Elizabeth. Hello there.
Hello.
So, what's that?
I was having technical difficulties. I've disappeared.
So, Elizabeth, we met at Marietta. We see you fine, Elizabeth. She
Okay.
went to an auction today. Tell us what you got at your auction, because I was curious.
I've got lots of different Fenton things that I picked up, and a few things that I don't believe are Fenton, but they were just too cute to pass up.
Oh, show us, show us.
Okay. All righty. Let's see.
Elizabeth
Trying to
is
get-
from the West Virginia area, around Marietta. She doesn't live too far from it.
See, I can't see you at all now.
Well, that's okay. We see you. Show us what you
Okay.
got.
All right. Can you see this?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
Okay. Yep. So I was able to pick that up today.
Uh-huh.
Amber and a hobnail and daisy and button red shoe.
Oh, good. That one's going to glow too, isn't it?
Yes, it does. And I'll have to dig out the bottom of this. This is a butterfly on a rose dish.
Uh-huh.
Dig out
So
the bottom.
what did the butterfly on the dish bring in the auction world today?
Today, no, the cards are in my back pocket. I believe that one I actually got, oh my, sorry, a bunch of police cars, $10.
You got it for $10. Great deal.
Yes, yes. And here is the bottom of the bowl. So it's a really pretty, and then like I said, the butterfly goes there on the top.
Elizabeth, Harry Humstone is saying you're in Fenton heaven down
Yes.
there where you live.
Yes, and it's funny because we go to the same auction every Saturday night, and the last two auctions have been extremely disappointing. And we're hoping it picks back up again, because we really enjoy it. It's not too far from our house, and it's at Williamstown, so it's very close to Marietta and the rest of the Fenton world.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I find great things, and other times not so great. In the last 2 weeks, I've not found much of anything. So I was really excited tonight to find so many things.
So tonight, did you miss something that you just couldn't afford that went way, way too high?
Yes, there was a beautiful Fenton green basket that I really wanted, but somebody else wanted it even more. So
how much did it go for? I'm curious.
It ended up going for $40, and I just I was hesitant, and I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm kind of kicking myself.
Was it a bigger size basket?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's probably, if you're keeping it for yourself, that's probably a decent enough price. Green's really popular right now. Is it the green opal type color?
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes.
So what else did you get tonight, Elizabeth?
The satin gray finish. My husband's now helping me out. He's pulled over so he can be my light too. Satin gray finish compote.
That's kind of neat because there's no painting on that one.
Right. And that was the thing. I thought that would be beautiful for someone to paint that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And this, I don't believe is Fenton, but there was a lot of interest in it and I was able to get it. So, and I don't know what exactly it is. It has beautiful little flowers at the top and kind of marble take to it.
Uh-huh.
There's something, it's like right there, but I can't. I think it's a bead.
We've sold those at the 10 at 10s. I can't remember who they are, if it's Sinclair or who it is.
Right.
But those are really cool, and that's a good color. Joanne says that she has 2 of those small amber pictures that you held up. And,
does she?
And Kitschy Corner says she loves the satins. I do too. Okay.
And I'm trying to think what else is down in my box. My box is on my lap. And
says your toothpick holder might be Degenhart.
Okay. Dig out. There you go. Husband's helping, being a great assistant. This is my husband, Rex.
Hi, Rex.
Hello.
I haven't had a chance to meet you.
I try to stay in the background.
Okay, what else we got? Oh, now those are candle holders, aren't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, those are neat. Those are very cool. Those are fun to collect. I know I have one here for Monday in blue. But milk glass is so popular right now. It's really becoming popular with the younger people. They like the milk glass and they're giving some money for it. Cool.
So, I was able to find a lot more things than I have been the last couple weeks. So
did you find something that wasn't Fenton that you wanted to show us?
The green thing was the only thing I wasn't sure. Oh, well, there are some plates that I looked them up and they said that they were Avon from 1970. And there's an etched clear glass with a lady in the middle.
Oh, that's beautiful. I've never seen those before.
I hadn't either. And that's why I said I kept trying to look it up, and I finally found, I think the lady said like 1971. But like, so they said there are Avon collector plates, and then there's also one with a rose.
Oh, neat. Neat.
So,
I didn't even know they made such a thing.
I didn't either.
Cool.
And there's no, kind of markings on it so that I could figure out what it was. But after I did some research while the auction was a little bit boring there for a little while, then I was able to figure out what they were.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're going to have to check in with you next Saturday if we're on to see if you're kind of a newbie collector.
Right.
What kind of finds she gets at the auction. It was very nice talking with you and giving us an idea of what the prices are. So maybe next week, if you go, you can check in and we'll see what you got. It's very interesting to me to see what's going on.
Sounds great. Now, some of those things I will be selling, and I don't know if you're allowed to still give out my email address, but I will be putting some of those things online.
Okay, just let me know, and you can put it on our Fenton Facebook page, and we'll get it out there as soon as we can for you.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Okay, maybe we'll see you next week. You keep on searching for the deals.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, yes. Isn't it neat that she goes to a live auction every week? There just isn't a lot of live auctions like that around anymore. That is pretty cool. Now, Denise is saying that Wheaton Glass out of New Jersey did a lot of glass for Avon. Wow. I really liked the etched glass. I thought that was really cool. Especially with the old Victorian lady on it for Avon. I think that was really neat. So thank you, Elizabeth, so much for thinking about us tonight and coming on with us. That was really neat. And like I said, you can always come on if you want to come on. Here is the link. There you go. We met Elizabeth first, Amy, at the convention. She was there and sold a few things. She sold her first things with us. And now it will probably be on our Fenton page selling. We'll post it if she puts something up. And hopefully, maybe if she goes next week, she can check in with us again. That would be awesome. And see what the prices are at the live auction houses. Avon gets a bad rap. Well, some things got a bad rap when I was first starting to collect, and we just wouldn't even think of keeping them. And now you see them all over the place and people like it. So maybe Avon will turn around, and that would be cool. All right. We have a few minutes here left at the end of the hour, and we are going to continue our discussion about cold fire painting. We got so much response last week. And actually, last week, there was some information that I did not tell you because I thought I was throwing too much at you last week. And I didn't tell you this. I had an actual phone call conversation with someone that you should know about concerning the cold fire paint. Now, as you remember last week, I will just go over a few of the points. This will probably be the last time that we talk about it for a while. We discussed last week how if you don't use paints or stains that are baked in the kiln, they will not be permanent and will likely discolor depending on what's used. And to make something last requires it to be enamel, stain, or paint that vitrifies and chemically alters the glass. And we talked about vitrify, which means to change something into glass or into a substance like glass, usually with heat. And that's our new word of the week last week, vitrify. So as we talked about last week, when you cold fire, which is baking in your oven, the glass and the paint do not chemically fuse. And anything that is cold fired is not permanent. The only thing that is permanent is kiln fired. That allows the paint to, and there's actually little bits of glass in the paint that actually allows it to become part of the glass. And it's pretty difficult to get it off. And that is the best way to put paint on glass. So I didn't tell you this last week, but on August 12th, we had an interview with the Fenton Gift Shop. And the Fenton Gift Shop informed us that there is no one out there cold firing on glossy glass that will be able to get any kind of paint to stick on anything glossy. So if you're cold firing on glossy, it will not stick. It is not considered permanent, and it just doesn't stick. So what has happened is the gift shop is now sanding. You'll see the stuff from the Fenton Gift Shop. Their pieces are being sanded. And a lot of times you don't see any glossy glass at all. And it's being sanded because that gives a longer life to the paint. It's still not kiln fired, and it gives a longer life to the paint. So maybe in a month or two, we'll discuss how to keep those pieces from wearing faster than they should. And I haven't researched it yet, but I would imagine when you have pieces from the gift shop that are sanded and painted, you need to keep them probably out of the light. Maybe even touch them with gloves. I don't know. We're gonna handle that in a future issue. But the gift shop does sand the pieces so that they will have a little bit of base that the paint can cling to. Otherwise, with the glossy, it just comes off. Now, this is interesting to me. And after our show last week, I got a lot of response from people who were looking at their Fenton glass, and some of the paint was coming off. So I have something here to show you, and we're going to talk about this. And this is from an actual, now where did it go? Oh, it's on my other page. Let me see if I can pull that up. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. I'm on two different screens, and it is definitely not on the screen that I want. So give me just a second here to pull it up, and I will talk about that. If you have any questions, let me know. I've got to pull this up. I'm on a different screen than I was today. So let me go ahead and pull this up. It'll take just a second, because I really want to show you this. It's getting warm in here. Okay. Heck. Let's see if I can do this. It may take me just a second, but I want to get this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm watching here. All right. Let me add this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I thought I had this already done. Okay, now I do. All right. Okay, so this is from one of our viewers. Why is no one else talking about this? No one else is talking about this because there's a lot of money being made out there. And you know, I've been taking a lot of heat for this, but I really think that we should know, and we should try to protect these things if we can, so that things like this don't happen. Okay, so here we go. This is from a viewer, and she said, I'm not going to say who she is. You can see her picture there, but she wanted to share this. She said, I wanted to ask a quick question. I was going to ask on the community boards last night, but missed it. I purchased this black hat a while back and from someone, and I noticed the paint is on top and you can scratch it off. Is the black glass something different than other glass? Can you not fire black glass in a kiln, or did I get scammed? Okay, first of all, no seller, I don't believe any seller would intentionally scam you that had this piece. And this week we found out a little bit more concerning Fenton. And Fenton always used kiln to fire their pieces until the very end. So towards the end of their existence, and obviously when it was difficult for them to even be in business, they did cold fire some pieces. And I know some of you are going to go, oh my goodness. Well, they did, and drastic times required drastic measures, and they did. this hat is one of those pieces. If you have this hat, it's absolutely beautiful. No, she was not scammed. I'm certain that whoever sent it to her had no idea. Most people have no idea, but we know now. So if you have this piece, we are going to try to delve into what we can do to protect these pieces. They would be pieces that have the 0 in the logo that are on glossy. And like we said, the gift shop, we had an interview with the gift shop, nothing on glossy sticks. So when Fenton went out of business and the gift shop started to have people or artists paint in the gift shop, when they first started, they were painting items on glossy paint, on glossy blanks. They discovered that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That is why now you see all of the gift shop items completely sanded to give the paint something to stick to. So unfortunately, that did happen. And we're gonna delve into maybe some products or some things we can do to increase the life of some of these pieces, because we really want to save them. And were any cats produced like this? I don't know. This is new to me this week. I did not know that Fenton didn't always use kiln fired pieces, but towards the end, in the very late years, they did, to satisfy some of their vendors and probably try to cut corners a little bit, and it just doesn't stick. Okay. So yeah, we really want to know how to preserve these. I mean, that's really important to me. And last week I wanted to tell you that we talked to the gift shop, but I wanted to see your feelings on it first. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So I have some pieces here that I'm going to demonstrate to you what happens to these pieces. Now, if you're buying pieces that are actually glossy, they are not being painted with permanent paint, and that is straight from the gift shop. Perhaps others might wonder, what is the difference between the Fenton Company and the gift shop that we're hearing about? Fenton Glass Company produced their own glass, and they produced it for themselves and the gift shop. So when Fenton went out of business, so did the glass that they made. So did the formulas that they made. Everything was gone. The gift shop remained in business for a while. And, they had existing things that they could paint. But now, I don't know how many years later, I can't remember. I think they closed in 2011. They're going and having pieces made for them by another glass company. It still might be from an old Fenton logo or a mold that somebody might have had, but it's being produced by Mosser Glass, and the glass is Mosser, not Fenton Glass. Fenton Glass was beautiful. It was really, really good quality glass, and there's a difference. So let me see if I can get this on here. This is what happens, and this is why you really have to be aware that that's not that great a picture, is it? I'm going to go ahead and do it here. We showed you this famous mouse. We showed you this famous mouse just a few weeks ago, about a month ago. And look at, I'm going to show you this. See the flowers? Look at. Can you see it come off with your thumbnail? This is what happens. And I am not kidding to you. This is my thumbnail taking it off. Yes, they cold fired some of their later pieces. I found that out this week. And when they went out of business, the Fenton factory still cold fired. Of course, all their equipment was gone. And they discovered they couldn't do it on glossy. It just wasn't something that they could do. So we need to find out how we can preserve those pieces. They are going to have a 0 in the logo, and I don't know how many there are, but yes. So there's different glass recipes, exactly. But look at the ear there. See the little polka dot? Look at it come off. Now this one says it's designed by Felix Belstraw, and it's a one of a kind in 209. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna, it's just Look at every dot is taken off its ear. Yeah, I know. Then we have this egg. Well, let's go and show you the other one because I'll go down here. There's different. Yes, ouch. I know. This is what I'm telling you. You need to be aware of. This cold fire paint. It does not last. Now I had something here. Let's see. My thumbnails are just. Let's see here. Look at that. Can you see it? Look at it come off. It's coming off like crazy. I mean, and this one is from just a year old. It's just a year old. Let me go out and get some. Oh, here it is. This is a quarter. Look at this. And this artist claims that she fired this. She didn't. She didn't. Look at the sailboat. Can you see it come off? I know. I know. Well, that one I'm just not going to worry about. Here's another one. I just want to show you. I want you to be aware. I know. Look at this piece. It's on glossy. Look at it come off. I don't want you guys buying this stuff. I want you to be aware of it. Can you see it? Look. This is coming from the gift shop. They are saying don't. And this is why. This piece is from 2020. And I just want to show you, it doesn't matter what you're hearing. You can't buy things that aren't kiln fired because that paint, it just sticks on top of the glass. Anybody that says that they can cold fire on anything, this person right here has said that she uses a kiln and she doesn't. She doesn't on this piece. And she didn't on this one. She didn't on this one. I mean, you guys have to be aware of this. This one is only 2 years old. It's not going to last any length of time. Those pieces can be fired and repainted. Actually, the paint on this will fire off. Here's another piece. I don't know if you can see it. And you could repaint this. But you see here, and this is what's going to give Fenton a bad name because these pieces are going to come off. And then, people are going to say, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? I don't want to buy another piece of Fenton because it'll come off. This one was done actually maybe 1.5 years ago. And I can't sell these pieces. Look at that. Oh, no. Can you see it? Look at that flamingo. And I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but I don't want you to get burnt. I want you to be aware of this. If you are buying paint or buying anything that is painted, make sure that you ask. If you don't believe me, call the Fenton gift shop. Ask them, can you cold fire on glossy paint? They will definitely tell you that no, you cannot. It's not permanent paint. Only kiln fired items are permanent paint. But yeah, Linda and Trudy have kilns and it's expensive. And even the paint that Fenton used to cold fire was not Hobby Lobby paint. It was a lot better paint. And now they are actually sanding their pieces so that there is something for it to stick to at the gift shop. But these glossy pieces, it doesn't work. You can't bake it in the oven. Kiln or cold fired will come off glossy. No, kiln fired won't. Because when you kiln fire anything on glossy, the paint is a different kind of paint. It has glass in it. The paint that is used on a kiln fired with the artists that we have actually come from Germany. And there's little pieces of, oh, there goes my thing. Okay, so when it's heated to a certain temperature, the glass in the paint actually forms with the glass of whatever item it is, and it becomes one. And so there's a big difference. And that's how Fenton did it for years until the very, very end. And what I want to do is really discover ways that we can protect these pieces. So that if we do have these in our collection, we can protect them from further damage. Maybe we can't put them in the sunlight. Maybe we need to wear gloves when we handle them. There's so many things that we might be able to do to help preserve these pieces. But I really want you to be careful. I want you to ask the questions, and I know you're asking the questions. And yeah, I got some heat for it last week, but when I see little animals like this being sold for $85, $100, I don't want you to overpay. If you really like it and you want to try to preserve it, that's one thing, but check it out for yourself. The whole purpose of these is for you to do the research, me to put the idea in your mind so that you look for yourself and you ask the questions. And don't just ask, is it fired? Because you will get the response that it's cold fired. Ask if it's kiln fired. Should you be aware of certain production years with Fenton? Yes, glossy painted items that have a zero. Okay? If they have a 0 and they're on glossy, you need to just look. And we discussed how to look, okay? We discussed how to look, how you can see a ledge. And I don't know what year they started doing it. I think it was towards the very end. I would think it's probably towards the, last couple years. There wasn't very many pieces. The glossy now has to be sanded if it's going to be painted. If it's going to be cold fired painted, the gift shop is sanding every piece so that it has more of a surface to stick to. That is the gift shop. Is the main color affected? No. And the reason some of these are being is cold fired paint is not expensive. The paint that we use in the kiln fired pieces is like $100 for just a little tiny bit. It's totally different. If these pieces were put in a kiln, the paint on these would come off immediately, and it can be repainted, which is probably what will happen to them. Can you show how to tell again? Sure, I most certainly can. So, and it's hard because I don't have the ability to just really have you right next to me and show you. But this piece, you can see it's setting on top. It's not in with the glass. It's setting on top. They also have a chalky feel. You can, when you run your hand over it, you can actually feel the difference between the glass and the paint. And when these are put in an oven, it sets the paint, but of course it doesn't adhere to the glass. And so you're going to be able to feel the ledge, see the ledge with your hand. And I don't recommend going in with your thumb and trying to get it off. I don't want you to be destructive. I'm doing this because don't want you to waste your money on something. I want you to know. But if you have a piece like this, let's try to figure out how to protect it so that it lasts longer. And we all know what happens when a business struggles, and they wanted to stay in business, and they were struggling at the end. And we all know what happens. You do anything that you can do to stay in business. And the situation has been remedied today with the gift shop. It's not a permanent paint, the water-based paint, but it's going to be awful hard to get it off the sanded surface. A lot harder than it is off the glossy. Well, gloss has no tooth for the paint to stick. Exactly. And also, it's just like anything else. If you have temperature extremes, things are going to expand and contract. When the paint expands and contracts, it's going to crack, it's going to peel, whatever it's going to do. And so, yeah. And the problem with this, and I've said it right along, is somebody's going to get a piece like this, and then they're going to be scared because this is happening to these pieces that are a year or two old, and then they're going to be afraid to buy a piece of Fenton because they don't know the difference between this mouse and a real thing. That's why we're trying to educate you, and I welcome any questions or anything that you might want to contribute, because that's what this is all about. Any questions about that? Just be aware. Just be aware. And there, you've heard a lot this week about the community boards last week, and usually you got to take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people doing this, and there's a lot of money to be made, and you just don't want to get burned. Well, gloss. Okay. Other companies cold fire paint, and after years, a lot of paint is gone, actually affecting its value. Yes, it does. And we don't want, if there is a way that we can preserve this, if there's something we can coat it with, if we can keep it in a temperature controlled environment, whatever, these pieces are still history from Fenton. But we don't need to, buy a Mosser piece that's painted on glossy and pay that kind of money for it because it's not permanent. How do we preserve if we have these pieces? I don't know. That's one that I'm going to have to look into. Kitschy, I would think that, yes, the sunlight would make a big difference. I would think extremes in temperature would cause the paint maybe to move a little bit. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm learning like you. I am definitely not an expert. I actually talked to the gift shop on August 12th in the afternoon and discussed these things with them. And they said their exact words were, there's no artist out there painting on glossy using cold fire that it will stick. Would you think Mosser glass would inform? It's not Mosser's job to do that, really. This is my opinion. Mosser's being contracted to make these pieces. I mean, they don't know what's going to happen to them after they've been contracted. It's just like any independent contractor. They're doing a job and they do the job. And after that, they don't know where it goes or what happens to it. It's not, to me, it's not Mosser's fault. It's not anybody's fault unless you have the knowledge and if you know and you're doing this, then that's a different story. But just like the top hat that was purchased by one of our members, she did not get scammed. I'm sure the seller had no idea. I've actually sold that same hat years ago and I had no idea. So we have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We just have to be aware ourselves, and we have to understand that we don't want to buy anything that is glossy, like that logo, like that plum logo. Let me bring this up one more time, and then I'm going to take off here. Like this plum logo, okay? There is nothing that's going to stick to that. That is not kiln fired. It will not stick. Now, if it goes and gets sanded, and you see that with a sanded finish, it might be something that you want to buy. But in this condition with flowers on it, to be aware. And that is the lesson for today. All right. So again, I will get some heat for this. I think it's worth it because I want to let you know what is going. Somebody had said this week, what's my objective by saying this? That seems like such a simple question. My objective is money is tight now. I want you to buy good quality glass. I want you to buy a glass that will last. I want you to ask the questions yourself, do the research yourself, find out yourself. And that's what it's all about. And that's why I'm doing this for you. Yes, it needs to be sanded. There it is. There's Jen. I hope you don't mind I showed that, Jen. Because I really wanted to show that. And I know you were going to come on the community boards last week, but yeah, we're going to figure out, Jen, how you can protect that piece, because that hat is definitely beautiful. It's beautiful all the way. It's beautiful. So I'm going to do some research and see if we can find something or have some kind of way to at least increase the lifespan of the paint. It's just too pretty. And I think it's going to be a beautiful addition to your collection anyway. Okay, we've gone over 15 minutes. I had no idea we were going to go over, but we had a few guests tonight, and that was very fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Elizabeth, for coming tonight. We'll look forward to Elizabeth next week and see what she comes up with next week, because thank you for taking the time to explain this to the consumer. Yes. And like I said, I am learning with you. Okay. I am learning with you. That logo I showed you earlier in April, I almost bought it. I am no expert, but as I learn, I want to spread the knowledge to you. That's what YouTube is all about. So that's what we're doing. All right. So here is what we're going to do. 10 at 10s all next week. We are leaving Tuesday or Wednesday to go to the storage unit. So we're going to have storage wars there. So it's going to be really fun. We may have several sales there, and it's going to be an awesome week next week too. You still like the piece. You'll just have to be more careful with it. That's what we want to hear. Yes. She still likes her piece. She's just going to be aware now of where to put it and to protect it a little more. Good night, Joanne. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Please, on your way out, subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. And we will see you on the flip side Monday morning, 10 at 10. Night, everybody.